Well, I was lucky to win the Pulitzer Prize twice. And my son just won. My son is a journalist for Reuters, and he just won last year. So we're the only father and son team to win. But
doesn't matter what your art form is. If you're an animator, if you're a musician, if you're a writer, if you're a dancer, whatever, you got to have something to say. So all those other subjects, as he says, reading the classics, even mathematics, everything, all that other stuff is your education, and this is just a vehicle to learn how to express it and to have something to say, because I mean everybody has an opinion is what people like to say, but not everybody has an informed opinion. So we're counting on you to have informed opinions, because we're going to need Social Security to keep
I have a question. Drawing cartoons for a newspaper, I would imagine, just like journalists, sometimes you have to step away from how you feel about a certain individual and be able to do caricature on the Trumps of the world, just like the Hillarys of the world. What techniques do you do to disconnect yourself from your own personal opinions of an individual, or you don't? You go so your bias towards a certain individual will show in your cartoons?
We are fair. I mean, to a certain degree we are. We really don't like the other side, but we don't let Bernie Sanders get away with everything, and we don't let Hillary Clinton get away with everything.
Every cartoonist is either more liberal or conservative, but we're cartoonists. We will hit the other side if we see something stupid.
I get people who call and write me all the time and say, you're biased. And I just try to, like Ann says, I try to reset it for them. And it's very simple. I say, your bias doesn't agree with my bias. Or your bias doesn't agree with my opinion. Everything that is right and true is their correct opinion. Everything they disagree with is a bias. But everybody is biased, okay? For the record, my 3 greatest animated favorite flicks are Sword in the Stone, that's ancient, but that's back when they did those rough cells, and it was a terrific style. Up, and Toy Story 1. And the reason why I love all 3 of those, like so many of the great animated features, is because they tell a story, and they connect to you emotionally. We connect emotionally, but we connect to the dark side of people's emotions. The key is to connect somehow. If people care passionately and want to make better lives for themselves, and they find hope and aspirations in your work, you have connected. If we draw a cartoon on Trump or Clinton or Sanders and people want to kill us, we have connected. And in fact, I've had death threats and had to go to court to defend myself against people. There's a fine line. I mean, you can say whatever you want. When you want to blow me up, then we're into a different chapter. And so that's what we try to do. Now, in editorial cartooning, just like in animation, you need to set the stage. And in editorial cartooning, you have basically some essential fundamental elements you need to tell any story. Number 1, you need caricature. Just like you guys caricature, we have to know what people look like and how to draw them and how to exaggerate them and still make them look identifiable. Then you need a stage set. You need to set up a story, a tale, a place. You can imagine it in your head, you can put it in downtown Miami, whatever. So first, caricature, stage set, and for editorial cartoonists, the most important thing, like has been said here, is opinion. You've got to have an opinion. That's what we do. Our job is to express a point of view and make people upset. And then you get the barroom of democracy starting up. We just throw the first punch and then everybody else joins in the bar fight. And that's great. That's America. Ben Franklin was an editorial cartoonist. So that's how we do it. But we do a lot of the same things you do. We do caricatures, we set the stage, and we deliver a message. And that, to me, is the cohesive elements of really effective art.
I don't know who you're studying as far as scripts go and everything. Let me recommend, especially for political content, let me recommend the old Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoons. They're absolutely brilliant, brilliantly written. The voice characterizations are incredible. I mean, they're just perfect. And the animation is really primitive, but that's all they could afford. But then again, that's all they needed, and therefore the whole thing works as a package. It's very funny, but it's all about the Cold War, and it's.
Do your parents know that
Rubio-
they're
no,
spending money
Rubio-
to have people tell you to watch Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Yeah, that's right. But that's great. That's fun, and that's why you're doing this. We're all having fun to some degree.